What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, ending my journey through Weird Al Yankovic's studio albums. Today I'm going to discuss his final one, Weird Al's Mandatory Fun. Came out in 2014. It is his 14th. I'm going to talk about it and I'll play music from it and then rank it among the other 13 that I've already done. I'm doing this, never deep dive into these albums. I'm listening to each album pretty much twice, then forming an opinion in a review as a dedication to Dr. Demento, who recently announced that he was going to retire after turning millions upon millions of people onto novelty music through radio and syndicated radio and all that stuff. And he essentially discovered Weird Al, as they say. So anyways, yeah, his 14th album. Not a bad album by any stretch. I think by this point, his last several albums have been musically so consistent. Like, he knows what he's doing. He has a really good band. The production is always fantastic. He's given up that sort of comical vocal performance and he's done more of like sincere singing, or he's done a lot of hip hop, which it turns out he's really good at. And he's done a lot of acts which just kind of suit his register and his voice. And so if you're not paying close attention to the songs, a lot of the songs on the recent albums you would think are like not novelty songs or not parody songs. And I think that's the case with a lot of the songs on here. My problem is two of the songs I kind of don't like the original. So I'm like, okay, I also don't like this. And then I also just don't think, while I'm enjoying these songs, they're just really good facsimiles of the originals, which have really good music and really good grooves. And I don't know if many of the ideas that Al has on this, lyrical parody wise, are just that rich. Though I did laugh a couple times. Opens up with Handy, which is Iggy Azalea's Fancy. We do get a 99 Problems, but a Switch Ain't One reference. Essentially just a list of all the things a handyman could do. The song is fantastic. The original song is fantastic, and it's got a great groove. So it's a fun thing to listen to. I don't know if the handyman part of it is that interesting. So it's a good opening track on a musical execution level, though I do think the original is probably a little better. Lame Claim to Fame, which is like a Southern culture of the Skids, rockabilly, Southern rock type, swampy type, that kind of energy, rock song, pointing out the ridiculousness of celebrity culture, sort of like my next door neighbor's babysitter once was a waitress who served Taylor Swift, like that kind of celebrity culture. I was on the freeway once, stuck next to Regis Phillips. What is that guy's name? Regis, was that his name? Regis? Kathy Lee? I don't know why I forgot that. Now, guys, Regis Philbin. Yeah, I don't think that's in the song, but that for some reason he came to mind. I do like there is I know someone who knows 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 Kevin Bacon. So there is a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thrown in there that I think is pretty good. Next is Foil, parody of Lord's Royals. I think the voice is missed on this one. I think the opening music is like, oh yeah, Royals. And then we kind of lose the strength of that song. It's about foil, whether you're taking food for home or whether you're making tinfoil hats and indulging in a bunch of conspiracy theories. Weird Al always covers all his bases on a topic. You got to give him props for that. Sports song, which is a marching band type silly sports song. Kind of reminds me of like a Monty Python piece, like if they were mocking like cricket culture or rugby culture or something like that. This is something like Monty Python might drop. We're great, you suck. Kind of just mocking the whole genre of sports songs like that they sing at stadiums. Not what are other famous sports songs? Do people make, what is the Decemberists have the only song that's about sports? Am I missing other sports songs? Oh, I guess Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light is a baseball song. Warren Zevon had the hockey song. Yeah, we don't have a lot of sports songs, do we? Am I missing stuff? Tennis is a band. Boxing songs, but that wasn't really a boxing song, Hurricane. Anyways, we get sports song. Word Crimes, highlight of this album. By far, it is Two Blurred Lines, the Robin Thicke song. It's all about grammar. It is fantastic. The video is fantastic. That groove, that Marvin Gaye robbed from groove is irresistible, even when Weird Al is dropping it. Best one on here is never write numbers. No, what is it? Never write words using numbers unless you're 7 or your name is Prince. Yeah, I like that one. My Own Eyes, which is a Foo Fighters song. Not a Foo Fighters fan. I don't know how it seems to me like it sounds like the Foo Fighters, kind of one of those start off a little bit quiet and intense and build up to a big rock sound. It's about all the ridiculous things he's seen with his own eyes. Like he saw Mime get hacked to death with an imaginary cleaver with his own eyes. Don't really like this track. I'm not a big Foo Fighters fan. The polka song is called Now That's What I Call Polka. Now That's What I Call Music. We get Wrecking Ball, Pumped Up Kicks. It's one of the best songs about school shootings. I don't know if best songs, but I mean, it's a really good song about school shootings. What's the best one ever? Mondays. I Don't Like Mondays. Best song ever by One Direction, which actually sounds pretty good. Gangnam Style, Call Me Maybe, Scream and Shout by will.i.am. Somebody That I Used to Know, Gautier, is that how you say it? Timber by Pitbull. Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Lewis. And Get Lucky by Daft Punk. It's an okay one. A lot of brass in this one. Seems to be a little more brass than normal in the musical part of it. A Mission Statement is a Crosby, Stills, and Nash sort of Sweet Judy Blue Eyes type thing about corporate jargons. The entire thing is just a bunch of like corporate jargon phrases. It's kind of, those things seep into the education world a lot, and they always just seem so completely out of place. And this is a really, really good addressing of that. The commitment to the CSN energy gets lost because of the harmonies. I mean, he just can't replicate the vocals. It's very Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. I think a little Carry On seeps in there at one point. It's not like a Sweet Judy Blue Eyes ripoff, but there's a lot of the different parts. We get the ending even with the like Spanish, like trilling and stuff like that. Pretty good. Could be better musically. And really, it's kind of boring once you get over the fact that once you know what it's about, you're like, yeah, this is as boring in a song as it is in real life. So Inactive. Imagine Dragons, Radioactive. Ever since Imagine Dragons have been a band, there is at least one kindergarten kid in my class every year who loves this band. And anytime we play music, a song by them gets a request. And every year for the past, I don't know how many years, they all know Believer. They do that. Actively dislike very few bands. I just don't like Imagine Dragons. Don't get them. Sorry, Imagine Dragons fans. First World Problems is an excellent Pixies tribute. Not to a specific song, though the opening bass sounds like Debaser. And then we go into a little bit of like all kinds of Pixies type stuff. We get some nice backing vocals and almost like a duet in the chorus. Really good guitar energy, kind of random riffs drop throughout. Really, really good. It's about first world problems. You know, like taking a shower for an hour and then you run out of hot water, or can't remember which car I took to the mall. Just really I can't get internet, wireless in my kitchen. You know, first world problems. Then we get Tacky, the two best songs on here are Pharrell Williams. Tacky, His Happy, a list of tacky things people do. Hygiene, Every Meal That You Eat. Sandals with Socks, stupid things like that. And then the last song is another epic, a 9-minute epic, sort of in the vein of like a really upbeat, less folky, and a little more dramatic Cat Stevens type 70s folk with a lot of piano. It's called Jackson Park Express. This guy's on the bus. He sees this woman, falls in love with her, and the entire 9 minutes is all these conversations and things that happen in his head that he wants to say and how she'll react. And like he's about to say something, he looks over at her and she's reading the newspaper. And then at the end, she just gets up and leave. And he's happy that I'll have this memory of all these things that didn't happen on the Jackson Park Express. Not as successful as like his other past ones. The one about the road trip to the giant ball of twine or whatever that was. Not as successful as Albuquerque. Not as successful as Poodle Hat. So it's a good attempt to do something, but I just don't think it quite works as well as the others. So yeah, like some of the stuff I really liked. Anything with Pharrell Williams as the original thing kills it here somehow. And then did not like the Foo Fighters track, and really didn't like the Imagine Dragons track. The music was so close to those bands that it's just like, look, I don't know. Even now, it's not saved. So, anyways, where would I rank this among the other 13 that I've already done? I have it right there at 7. So it made the top half. It made the top half. Pretty much looking at this list, I think now that I've gone through all of them and they're in my sort of repertoire, if I were to want to go back and re-listen to one, I think it's the top 3, Bad Hair Day, Poodle Hat, Apocalypse, that I would probably want to grab as being the most consistent listen from start to finish. And it will probably be those 3 that get most of my attention, the first couple times I dive back in. And then, once I get tired of those, we'll see how deep I can go before I just give up. Because not all of them work. And some of them are cringy. But for the most part, this has been a super fun ride, a super fun experience. Yeah, Weird Al, he's got skills, without a doubt. You cannot deny the man is talented. He is thorough in his parodies. When he approaches a subject, and a lot of this, like the thing that blows me away is like the stuff from the 70s and 80s and even early 90s or most of the 90s. He didn't have the internet. So I could Google like first world problems and there'll probably be like 15 lists of ridiculous stuff. There's like 18 slam poems that I know of about first world problems that make fun of stuff like this. So like this stuff is a lot easier to do in this day and age. So the fact that he's been doing it since the time when internet did not exist, mad props to you, Weird. Mad props to you. All right, that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this album on Weird Al. You know how it works. Peace. Talk to you later.